Hey Julie, thank you so much for having Margaret and I here today at Active Mums, your gorgeous studio, smack bang on Manly Beach on this amazing spring day. So we're here today because we wanted to have a chat about your relationship with Novak Properties, where it began and how it's evolved. And I believe it began with the purchase of a property. Tell us a little bit about it.
That's right. It was actually, I'd been looking for a property and I met Mark Novak at a charity lunch, and I was saying how I was looking, at different properties, and he said, come, let me take you through Meriton. I will find you the perfect property in the perfect price range. And he did. To his credit, he literally took me through about 40 units in one afternoon until we found the perfect one. He helped negotiate a great deal. He was amazing. So that's how the relationship began. We purchased it in April last year, so we had the property a fair while. We lived in it. We loved living there. Then it was time. My little boy is off to high school next year, and we needed to be in the right catchment zone for him to go to the high school he wanted to go to. So we knew that we needed to move, and we knew that we'd need to rent out our apartment so that we could move to the right spot. And that's where we just automatically thought Novak. They were so good to us through the sale process and afterwards that was a natural thing to do. I reached out to Mark again, and he said, I'm going to send someone around, and he literally had someone there within 2 hours of me. And that was Mark. Here, enter Mark's. So she came around, and she was amazing right from the start. And yeah, she helped us through the whole process. She found us a tenant within 2 weeks.
Wow.
And which was really cool.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was during COVID, so they were hard to find.
So it was about
tenants.
April, wasn't it? It was April sometime.
Maybe, it was probably maybe May. April, May, something like that.
Yeah.
So it was hard to find a tenant at that time.
Yeah.
And also at a price that that was going to work for us to then be able to rent something that we wanted to rent in Manly.
Yeah.
But Margs came in, and she provided. And I was having trouble actually, so renting a place, we were finding that we just kept getting trumped at every apartment that we went to apply for. And Margs found us a tenant that was prepared to pay 6 months rent in advance.
Yeah.
And she said, now Julie, you go to your agent that you're looking to rent off and say, I'll provide you 6 months rent in advance. So yeah.
So we had to, we were working on a time frame, and your tenant offered the 6 months rent in advance, which helped you be able to be in a more financially comfortable positioning, and was able to put you in a really better negotiating power, I guess, wasn't it?
And that's how we got it. Without that, without Margs doing that, we probably still would be looking for an apartment now.
And you were able to move right next door to your business.
Yes, exactly. So we secured the perfect property for us, literally 2 doors down from my business, in the right catchment zone for my little guy's school, and everything is awesome.
I was wondering, I'm really curious as to what are the things that stay with you about your experience dealing with Novak Properties?
They just get shit done. They did. I knew that this is what I wanted to happen, and it's kind of similar to how I run my business and my life. When I decide I want to do something, I just get it done. And Novak did that. They were like me in the real estate body, and they got things done. I guess the other thing that really stood out was the human element. They really listened to me and understood that I was a real person in the real world juggling many balls, and I needed to make the whole picture work for it to work. And Margs came in. She's a mum herself, and she listened to me. She listened to what I needed, and then she provided the solution. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, so I really feel like, Novak are my people. They know me, they get me, and they make things work. So I would always go back to them for anything I need going forward, and I always recommend them.
Fantastic.